Hello peoples of the internet, Lauren Ann here today with a book review slash movie review over The Host by Stephenie Meyer. I just wanted to say I'm sorry that I was not here this past Friday to put up a video. I was seeing this movie. So, summary time. So, The Host follows the story of a wanderer, a alien slash soul who has come to Earth to inhabit the human being. She gets into the host of Melanie Strider. Melanie is fighting back. Melanie is not being a compliant host. Wanderer gets thrust into this world, into Melanie's world, and she feels what Melanie has felt for her brother Jamie and for her boyfriend Jared. She feels such intense emotions for these people that she's never met. Melanie eventually convinces her to go find Jared and Jamie. She comes across Melanie's Uncle Jeff hideout, where there are the last humans living and surviving and hiding from the souls. Wanderer slowly starts to trust these people. They slowly start to trust her. Stephenie Meyer just tells the story of Wanderer. The genre of this book, it is a sci-fi book, and this was my first true sci-fi book, and I loved it. It was so very good. Some pros. Wanderer, she was such an easy character to fall into tune with. When you read, you slowly start to become the character. It was so easy just to fall into her character. The whole concept of hosts, that is so interesting. It was so intriguing to read from that perspective. Not to read from the human perspective, but to read from the alien outsider perspective. Her descriptions of Uncle Jeb's hideout. So I'm gonna move into characters that I liked. Wanderer, obviously, she was so good. She was genuine, she was kind, she was pure. Her character had internal struggle about, does she do good for her people, or does she do what she knows is good, or what we perceive as good? That internal struggle in between two goods was beautiful. Loved Melanie. I was sided with Melanie. At first, their relationship and how Melanie adapts so well to what she has been given. She accepts what happens to her, but she doesn't give up, which I think is amazing. And she was just beautifully written, detailed, and she was rude and she had flaws, but they made her so much more real and relatable. And then Jared, I didn't like Jared as Jared. I liked Jared from a writing standpoint. Jared was so flawed and so just blech. But your main characters both are in love with him, and so you kind of sort of have to like him almost. But you don't have to like him, but it's like the internal thing when you just want to scream like, no, stay away, he is bad. He made you feel so much emotion, and he made you connect to Wanderer more, and that's why I think he was a very effective character. I hated him. I still don't like him. He still repulses me. But he was such a necessary character to make you feel closer to Wanda. Also on that, characters I can't stand but were very beautifully integrated into the plot. Kyle. I can't, just the thought of him makes me want to barf. And you have no reason to like him, but his character shows how good, how pure Wanda is, because he tries to kill her and Melanie's like, let him die. I think he was written to show off how good Wanda is and to show how her presence can change people, because he goes from this just person to not so he's still, in my opinion, but he's become accepting of the hosts. He feels mercy because Wanda had been merciful to him, and I think his character really just complimented Wanda. Ian, I can't not do this without Ian. Whew. Let me just say, Ian is my fictional character crush of the moment. Ian was perfect. He's like the good of humanity, and then Wanda is the good of hosts, and they kind of just mesh together so well. He was influential in having Wanda separate herself from Melanie. He made Wanda, I don't know how it's possible, but he even made Wanda better. I loved how he was so considerate of Melanie, even though, you know, you could tell that he was getting agitated by her because he couldn't kiss Wanda properly without Melanie being all meh. Once Ian enters the picture, shows the divide in between Melanie and Wanda. And he really highlights that Wanda is a separate person from Melanie, and that they're not one person, because the entire time we've known Wanda, she is with Melanie. Starts to show the division in their personalities and their people, even though they're sharing the same body. By the time Wanda has fallen in love with Ian, you can tell that Wanda is her own person, and he has made her more independent. That's my book review. Let me hop on over to the cinema and tell you what I thought about the movie. Wow, that sums up how I thought about the movie. Yes, okay, it could have been better, but movies are always going to be able to be better if, you know, they were 3 or 4 or 5 hours long. Yes, I would sit through a 5-hour movie for the host, but not everybody would, and they have to cut things out and they have to adapt. They did it really well. Most of what they cut out was towards the beginning, and they cut out a lot of exposition that wasn't needed. You also have to remember that they're making cinema production and it can't be slow. They have to make it exciting or else tickets won't sell. For the time allotment, they nailed it. They highlighted everything I wanted to see. They kept in all the important scenes. I liked there weren't many scenes added that didn't actually happen in the book. They stuck to the plot very, very well. And can I just say, the man who plays Ian, I think his name is Jake Abel, correct me if I'm wrong. He is gorgeous. He was a definite plus in that movie. And all the casting was amazing. The guy who played Uncle Jeb was perfect. He had that perfect touch of insanity. Jamie. Freaking Jamie. That is one of the most adorable little 11-year-old kids I have ever met. And the entire time I was watching that movie, I was thinking, oh my gosh, he is a miniature Josh Hutcherson. I just wanted to tell you that I thought it was a really good book to movie adaptation. This has been a book review / movie ramble with Lauren Ann, and I will see you guys next time. Bye, y'all. Woo! Feels. Again, men of the world, take notes. Ian, go take notes. It's a strange world, isn't it? The strangest. Tuesday's my birthday. This time next year, guys, I'm gonna be able to drive.